It's been a few days. It's been a few days. I'll probably chat about why it's been a few days. If you haven't been following my streams the last couple of weeks. So I got some questions, a couple of questions on my YouTube channel about Second Life and physics, mainly to do with stairs, how to do stairs. So I'm going to do this video just as an explanation. Now, I've actually been able to resolve or solve a problem that even I've had by experimenting with various different things in Blender and physics and Second Life, and I'm not aware that anyone else has done this. So yeah, so the problem has always been, most of the time stairs are usually kind of straightforward, right? Stairs sort of go up and down, and let me give you an example, right? So if I show you, okay, so we're going to be talking about spiral stairs, because spiral stairs later on, spiral stairs are kind of special, right? Because of the physics, the actual dynamics of spiral stairs and Second Life is, a little bit on the special side. Let me just adjust this camera 1 minute. Okay, right. So let's say we have normal stairs, right? So normal stairs, you would add a cube. I'm just going to add, literally, I'm not going to do anything else other than just add. So what you can do is you can bevel, right, an edge. Okay, so you would bevel an edge like this, and then, I mean, it's very easy to create stairs now in Second Life. So you're going to go, you've got the object profile thing here. You're going to go to custom, and there's already a preset that's just called stairs, right? And then you need to then create segments in order to put the stairs in, right, for however many you want to do. Okay, so let's just say they're basic stairs, right, that you would produce. You can, if we duplicate this, what you can also do is, what I tend to actually do is, obviously in edge mode. Oh, hang on, let me just stick my screencast on again. Okay, right, so what I would normally do here then is I would bevel this, right, and of course you've got to get rid of that, so you just knock that right down to 1. Okay, and then you've got, kind of stairs like that, right? You can then let me just do a kind of a series. So I'm gonna duplicate that again. Okay, now let's just say you wanted to go up, like, if that's just simple stairs, the second one that we did, and now you want to go up kind of several different levels. So what you can do now is you can do something along those lines. Okay, you can duplicate that now, go along, I mean, it's, if we just go sideways, Okay, I didn't get the tops and bottoms exactly right, but you get the general idea, right? You know, you can just keep going up, right? Or you can I think it's difficult to see where the actual stairs are when you're at this kind of angle, but without colour in it. Wrong key. Everything's grey. Let's go back to this mode, and then we won't have that problem. So you know, you can kind of see how you know, you can create stairs. So if we GY, I mean, it's just, you know, do something along those lines. Going up, these are very, very easy stairs to kind of create, really. The best way, okay, so let's just say we've got these stairs, and of course you can make them as big as you like. You know, you can make shallow stairs, you can, I mean, there's all sorts of stairs that you can actually make, right? Another alternative for stairs would be an array, using an array modifier, which I've tended to actually do most of the time, but find I find generally that in Second Life, I mean, you can have lots and lots of fancy stairs, right? It all just depends on what the application is. So let's just say we want to create an array modifier level of stairs. You can get some what we need to do, I tend to just bring everything up. What I tend to do with array modifiers to save problems is I will put the cursor, because then it's literally right in the middle, and then I will set the origin to the 3D cursor of the object. When you then scale it down, it's scaling it to that origin. Makes life a lot easier. But anyway, I'm going to ignore the actual size. These are well oversized, but generally speaking, actually 2 meters in Second Life is quite a good thing for stairs, because it's like I've said before in other videos, generally with things like stairs you need to make them bigger than real life. There's no point in having anything in real life size in Second Life, because nothing works in real life size. So I'm gonna scale this down, and I'm gonna scale it on the Y, right? So we've got like a stair shape. Very important to actually apply the scale at this point, right? Because otherwise this is going to screw up the array modifier. So I'm going to build stairs that are slightly different, right, than that. So I'm going to add an array modifier. We want to go up, right, rather than sideways. So we want to make that 0, and we want that to go up 1. Okay. If we say we want, I don't know, 12 stairs, we can then move this, right, over. Okay, so we can make them as long or as short as we like. Okay, and then we can also go up to create gaps, right? So we've got those kind of stairs, and now we can move those over. You know, I mean, it just all depends on what you really want, right? Yeah, that's the stairs with a gap in it, which if you've got that up against a wall would look okay, right? You know, if you like a castle wall or something along those lines, and you'd kind of imagine that the stairs are sort of embedded in the wall, then you've got this rather nice effect. And of course you can also add things to this, like you could add, you know, some mesh underneath. Like I've seen stairs that are like that, you know, you put like almost a, you know, a concrete or a wooden beam under the stairs, and then you would imagine that each of the steps is embedded into the beam. I mean, you know, but then there's another set of stairs. Okay, I've applied that modifier. That's now, you know, a set of stairs. So doing the physics for stairs like this, right? I'm not going to make this too complicated, but I tend to stick to the same rules all the time. If we just take this set of steps here, the physics are going to be the same on most of these, right? So there's two ways I've done physics for these kind of steps. The easiest way is to create a duplicate of those steps, right? So you've now got two lots of steps, right? And I'm going to call this actually, I found out today that you can actually just press F2. I love it when you find out these little things. And I'm just going to rename, just put physics on the end, right? So I do hate it when it does that. There we go. So I'm just going to put underscore physics, right? So I know that's the physics for that particular cube. Yeah, okay. So where is the one that we've just done? Okay. Oh, that's Cubo 1. Okay, right. So I'm just actually gonna rename that 6, so that we know that we're right. Let me just highlight that one. I can press F2. I'm just going to call this 6, so that we've got the cube 6 and cube physics together, right? As another general rule of thumb, okay, so these stairs are on top of each other. So we've got the stairs that we created, right, which is this one, and then we've got the physics one, which is just a duplicate of that, right? Generally, what I tend to do, so that I know that I'm working on the physics model, and it tends to, if you've watched my other videos about doing physics for Second Life, I tend to do the same thing. I will create a material just called physics, and it will be blue, and I've already done that here. So because I've done other models, so I just create, you know, a blue model, right? And then when we go to this particular view, we now know that we're working on that particular model, right? Very, very quickly isolate it out, go into edit mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of the faces, right? The quickest physics for this is to literally delete the faces that you don't want, right? You have to remember, with physics on stairs, or physics with anything in Second Life, you've got to go to the extremities of your mesh, right? So let me just demonstrate this. I've highlighted all of that, and now I'm going to get rid of what I don't need, right? So I find the easiest way is to highlight the whole lot, or, I mean, because this is actually quite simple, probably go the other way. I mean, it doesn't really matter which way you do it. Right, I get rid of all the stuff that I don't really need. We're not going to be walking on any of that, right? Or I could have selected the whole lot and just highlighted the bits I didn't want them. Depends on how complex your model is, right? I don't need, because I'm going to be walking on the stairs, I don't need all this extra stuff. So I'm going to delete those faces. That is the physics for our stairs, right? Simple, straightforward. We look back. So all I've done is I've just removed everything but the actual bit that we're walking on as the physics. This will work because the mesh is laying on top of the existing stairs, and it's the same size, right? So we've got the height. The physics model is the height, the depth, and the width, right? There won't be a problem with this, and I'll demonstrate that. If I highlight the actual cube that's the stairs, and we go File, Export, Collider, we only want to select Selection Only, and I'm just going to call this Simple Stairs, right? That's our physical model, that's our mesh model. I'm now going to select the physics model, and I'm going to go File, Export, Collider, and it's going to be called the same thing, but on the end of the name I'm going to type in, and this is what makes the difference with Second Life, underscore PHYS. I'm going to say Selection Only and then export that Collider. Go into Second Life, and I'll explain about all these stairs in a minute, because I'm going to be sharing something that I have tried to work on for years and haven't been able to get this. I'm now going to upload that model, so I'm going to upload that mesh, and we called it Simple Stairs, okay, and there's the physics, Simple Stairs underscore PHYS, right? But I'm only going to select the actual mesh model. We click on Open, right, and there, if we look at the model, you can see the blue bit. It's automatically picked up the physics model from the file name that we just uploaded, and that's the beauty of this. So the grey part is our mesh, and the blue part is our physics model, and it fits perfectly on top of our mesh, right? So I'm going to now just call this Simple Stairs, and I don't need to do anything else because it's all pretty much there. You can play around with these if you really want to. I mean, this helps to lower down, you know, the land impact, etc. We're now going to calculate what that's going to cost, and at the moment that's costing 11 Linden dollars, and it's only less than 1 land impact, right? Let me upload it. Right, our Simple Stairs are here. Okay, and we can see there's a land impact of 1, right? Now we're looking if you go to the features tab and you look at the physics shape, it says it's still a convex hull, and you've got this eye that shows you the model. Now if you look at the convex hull, can you see how it's like it hasn't really applied the physics model correctly? This will still work, right? Because I'm going to show you this method as well, but realistically you don't need to do it, but I'll show you this method as well anyway, right? But if we convert that to prim, is it going to let us? Why won't it let us convert it to prim? It's interesting. There now. Sometimes you have to duplicate it. I don't know why, whether this is Second Life thing or what, I don't really know, but it has done this forever and a day. So, but you can see the blue, right? The blue part is the shadow of the physics, the physics model. So if we now convert that to prim, see how it changes to the, excuse me, to the actual physics model that we created, rather than the convex hull version, which is this. Convex hull will, and these will both work. Right, let me demonstrate. Oh well, actually, I need to make them slightly bigger because they're a little bit too small. Let's just make. Okay, so we've made them about the same size. Okay, so the stairs on the left is the model and the physics that we made. The stairs on the right is the model, the mesh model that we made, the stairs that we made, but it's left on convex hull. Okay, they're both, well, this one is 2 land impact and this one is still 1, right? And it kind of, again, you know, sometimes when that happens, you can duplicate it again and it will knock it right down to 2 again. But no, that's fine. I mean, you know, stairs with a proper physics model like that, that's fine. Let's just delete that. Okay, let's test it out, right? Let's test it out. So we're going to go up the stairs. We're going up the stairs very nicely. It works, right? It works perfectly okay. And if we look where I'm standing, you can see that I'm hovering at the moment. If my hover height is difficult there. So if I adjust my hover height, I'm actually now, you know, walking up and down the stairs as if they were proper stairs, right? Now, if I go over to the convex hull version, again, it will work perfectly okay, right? But if you look at where I'm standing, I'm kind of standing in the stairs, but I'm kind of going up more of a ramp than anything, right? And I'm sliding down it a little bit. So, but I won't slide down if I stay on here, because I'm actually physically on the stairs. Okay, that's another difference to look for. Right, if we go back to, let's go back to Blender again. So this particular model, it works. It works perfectly okay. Another way, right, of doing physics for stairs, which I've used many times with success. I'm going to go back to this view again. So I'm going to duplicate this stairs as I would do normally. Ooh. Let's go back. I don't know why I moved it there. So duplicate the stairs as I would do normally. And if I now, I think this is our duplicate. It is, right? No, this is our duplicate. Yeah. Okay, so if I call that 06, because I want to kind of keep it the same, 2 underscore physics, right? I'm going to apply my blue thing again so that so we've highlighted the second way I'm going to do physics for stairs. Okay, we've got the stairs. A second way I would do physics would be I would literally select that, possibly select that. Okay, so I'm going to select that and the first, when in fact actually no, I don't need to select the first step. Okay, so I'm just going to select those 3 faces. Right, I'm going to invert the selection and I'm going to delete everything else. Right, now I've just got this. So if I go into edit mode, I'm now going to go into edge mode. I'm going to select that edge, and I'm going to fill it in. That is also some physics, right? That's also physics, and that's very similar to the way the physics of a convex hull is. Now you can be even a little bit more fancy, but this is, if you like, almost the bare minimum that you really need. In fact, I probably don't even need that face. Right? If I select that and export that out, Colada, right? And I'm going to overwrite my simple stairs physics model because I'm going to re-upload the same. So that's going to be now my physics. I'm going to export that out. We're going to come back in here. We're going to create another set of stairs because I'm going to re-upload again. I'm going to upload that model again, mesh model. So we're now using our new physics, okay, even simpler, right? And see how that works. So it's kind of the same. It really does all depend on what you're using your model for, right? It really does. So I'm now going to call this simple stairs 2, just so that we can determine which one's which. If we calculate the weights on there, we've got the upload feed is still 11. Well, maybe it was a little bit more the other one, I don't know, because there would have been more mesh involved. And then the land impact is still 0.5, right? So if I upload these stairs, drop them out, okay. Just so that we put them side by side. Now, the convex hull is still going to be that kind of blocky thing. Okay, that's just the convex hull version of that model. Land impact of 1, let's make it the same size as the others, which is about there. We've still got a land impact of 1. We're now going to convert this to prim, right? See the difference? Right, now we're using our physics model. Okay. These are the differences that you get. Okay, and now this will work perfectly okay, but I'm now standing on, I am physically standing on this blue physics model, right? Which again, you know, depends on your application, but look at the land impact. What we had before, we've got a land impact of 2 because we actually followed the stairs physics step by step. This one, we are literally, we've only got 3 faces, one going right up the stairs. They all work. They all work perfectly okay. You know, realistically, most people probably don't even know what they're looking like when they walk up steps, you know, as long as they can get up and down, you know, and get where they want to be. That's pretty much all anyone. Now watch what happens when you're on the back, right? These are the differences, and you're only going to see this probably from my hat, right? But if I walk into that from the rear, see how I disappear, but I will hit the physics. Does anyone care? Probably not. If I look at this one, right, I don't go in quite so much because, of course, you know, this is convex hull, and this particular one will probably be the best. Oh no, it won't. It walks straight through. That's interesting. How come I can walk straight through? That doesn't make sense. Why can I walk straight through that one? That doesn't make sense. Okay. so I can walk up there. I shouldn't be allowed to walk through that. Interesting. But I can't walk through this one. Okay, that could be a bug with Second Life, but I mean, unless there is an you know, a specific problem with I don't know quite why that is happening. That shouldn't allow me to go through. That shouldn't allow me to go through that. If I create that as prim, can I walk through that one as well? Very odd. I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, what matters is that the steps work at the end of the day. If we knock that back to convex hull again. Actually, what happened when we converted it to prim? Yeah, it went to 2. Okay, and that will be because of the level of mesh on there. Now, the only other thing that I'm thinking of, the reason why I could possibly walk through this, if you didn't want anyone to walk through this, what you would need to do is leave the face on the back. You know. But you get the general idea, right? And the same would apply to these steps. Okay, now I would suggest that you actually only make one of these, get the physics right. So for this particular one, I would create the physics. Okay, so let's just do this. Right, I'm going to create a physics model of that. Let's just call this underscore physics, just so that I know that that is the physics. I'm going to select this one. Now, if I was doing the physics for this, I would highlight this. Yeah, I mean that would be enough. Realistically, that would be enough. And if I wanted to stop anyone walking through the back, I would select that. I would now invert this and delete the faces that I don't want. I've now got this. So if we select the edge of this one and this one, I would fill. Okay, there you go. That is the physics for that particular model. And this face here is going to stop people from walking in from the back if that was important. If you've got steps that are in a corner that no one is ever gonna walk in from the rear, then it really wouldn't make any difference. So if I export this out as a collada, let's say simple stairs 2 underscore, now because this is the physics, I'm going to call it physics underscore physics. Right, I now need to go back and select my real mesh model. Right, export that out, collada. We called it that, but I don't want to put physics on the end. Okay, back into Second Life. Okay, right, if we go back over there, right, I'm going to upload that set of stairs, upload mesh model stairs 2. It will automatically pick up the file of the same name with physics on the end of it. Okay, there we go. And there's our physics. Right, So if I just call this simple stairs 2, then we know. No, I've already called that 2. Let's just call it 2A. I'm going to calculate that out. Okay, we're still very low land impact. We're going to upload it. And here's our stairs model. We make it slightly bigger. Okay. So you can see what the convex hull does. You know, it really, I mean, this would work. I think it might work. That it's missed off a bit at the end there. I mean, let's just try it. I mean, it does work. I'm gonna fall off. No, I don't fall off the end. Okay. I mean, it does kind of work. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's a bit of a mess, and it's only one land impact. If we convert it to prim, we're now using our physics model, right? So no one can walk in through the back now, and our physics model fits our mesh model perfectly okay, and we've still only got one land impact. I always just test, right? If you duplicate it and you still get one land impact, then you're good, right? Now we can walk up here and it will work perfectly okay. We can walk across there, we can walk across there, and we can walk back down again, right? This is still prim, okay? So, you know, you would just literally move this around then. Now, the reason why I would say, you know, only make the stairs as big as you really need to make them, because you're going to keep the land impact down. Once you start making stairs complicated, the land impact goes up ridiculous. And, you know, I've now only used 2 land impact and I'm up as this high already, right? You can always link these objects together. You know, I could just keep going around. Right, so I could duplicate these. You know, I mean, I'm only just very quick and dirty sticking this thing together. But, you know, I mean, I've now created stairs that has gone up pretty high, you know, for a building, with proper physics and everything, and that's only 4 land impact, you know. So that's you know, that if I was to build the whole stairs like that, the land impact would start getting pretty ridiculous. So if I built this in Second Life, in Blender, and then tried to bring it in with all the physics and everything, there's no point. There's just absolutely no point. Just make it, you know, make the stairs, think ahead, make the stairs low land impact and just duplicate them. Because this is now only 4. I could highlight all of these, right? Make that one the root, and then link all them, right? My land impact has gone down to 2, and yet separately these are all 3. 4 rather, right? So, you know, you kind of have to work with the physics and the land impact of Second Life, and I can just keep duplicating these things. It starts getting really big. There you go. I've created some really big stairs. I mean, how I'm going to see how high we are in a minute. We're up 175 meters. And this is only cost 2 each, so 4 land impact. Do you see what I mean? So it's all about, you know, really learning the physics. Now, something that I'll touch on, if you're in a building and you've got these stairs where you've got walls, right, then it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all, because you're not going to fall off, right? If these stairs were part of the external, let's just say they were part of the external part of the building, and you didn't have a railing on there, I mean, this is something you have to worry about, right? You're going to walk off the edge, and that's always a problem. So, you know, again, just work out what it is you're trying to model for. If you're inside a house, then it's usually not a problem. But you might need to think about maybe putting a railing on there as well. And I'm going to touch on that now with the complexity of these kind of stairs. Really, really simple, straightforward. These stairs are even more simple, right? When you start talking about spiral stairs, you're not talking blocks anymore. The only way I can describe it is that you're not talking about cubes. You're talking about kind of a complex shape that is going around in a circle, right? And this really, in a way, confuses Second Life quite a lot. But the stairs look really, really nice, you know. Let me pick one that I was working on earlier. So like these, right? Okay, so if I go over to these ones here, because, yeah, I'm going to talk about these, right? So simple level, I've created these spiral stairs, right? Land impact goes up a lot. One, because there's more mesh of a model involved. Plus I created, if you like, if we look at the top of this, I created a circle of stairs, right, which consists of 24 stairs going around 360 degrees. So each stair is 15 degrees. You know, and we've got a central column, and you can see my model. This is how I did my model going up. If I convert that back to convex hull, you'll see what the physics are going to be like, right? And this is why it's so difficult to create physics models for things like spiral stairs in Second Life, because it's having a real job trying to figure out what it is it's working with. Now you could go down the route of not using a physics model and trying to allow Second Life engine, as it were, to figure out the physics for something that hasn't got a physics model, right? And what I mean by that is this. So you go to build, upload. If we upload a material, I've got my spiral stairs. This is actually not going to be the one that I really need to demonstrate, because I've played around with various different solutions and I've come up with something. But if we go the physics model is high, right? We're allowing, we're asking Second Life's engine to try and figure out the physics from the model without our physics model. If we ask it to analyze that, it works it out as this, right? But look what happens with the If we calculate that out, land impact goes up a lot and it starts costing us more. So before it was costing, I don't know, I think it was costing me 15 with my mesh, you know, my mesh model physics. So, you know, and very often this won't work either, and I'll demonstrate that. Right, so if I call this spiral stairs, right, if I put SL on the end, because we're asking Second Life to calculate out the physics for this stairs, right? So let's calculate that out. It reckons it's going to be a land impact of 12, and it's cost us 40 Linden dollars. But watch, I would almost guarantee you that this will not work. Right, so there's our stairs we just uploaded. Okay. Always like to make them a bit bigger because we can't walk on that, right? So if I make it about the same size as the one that we've got there, roughly. Right, it's about the same size. This is the convex hull. You know, I mean, it's not a mess, right? We convert that to prim. Yes, it's kind of worked, and I'm actually really quite surprised that that's worked. Could be because my model is quite clean, but look at the land impact. Land impact is 27. This will work, but what generally tends to happen a lot of the time is that this will not work because Second Life can't really figure out the physics correctly. Hello Squisher, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm back streaming. I miss the streaming, you know. So if I go back to the stairs issue in Second Life is a big problem. Now these simple stairs, right? Sorry, we got diverted onto a different subject. Yeah. What I'll try and do is, it looks to me like, obviously I think because I've taken the, I don't know, it doesn't look like there's the I don't know whether my channel is now offline or what. I don't know. But I'll try and sort out that playlist anyway. Yeah, you might find it interesting. Yeah, stairs. Right, okay, so we're talking about stairs. Let's get back to Blender. Much more interesting than reminiscing about what could have happened. So anyway, the problem with Blender is not the problem with Blender. The problem with Second Life is the physics for objects that aren't like this, right? You know, so a straightforward object that can quite clearly be, you know, blocks and whatever. It loves blocks, right? So doing something fancy like spiral staircases, etc., is doable, right? Is definitely doable, but you have to tell, you have to help Second Life along, right? I've done plenty of videos about this before. The problem that I wanted to try and get across today, that I've overcome, which is quite interesting, is this kind of funny, so you've got the stairs. Let me see if I can find the stairs that hasn't got, no. Okay, so like this, no, not that one, this one, right? So this one, what you can normally do with Second Life and spiral stairs is you can produce stairs like this, right? You can see the physics there. If you look at the convex hull version of that, it's an utter mess. Because Second Life can't work out what on earth its shape is, right? Because it's not a block, it's not a cylinder, it's kind of almost a combination of the two. And if we just switch that back to convex hull, of course The physics are, I can't do anything. I can't go up there. I can't do anything, right? It's just a block. Turning it into prim, okay, I've now got, you can see my physics that I created, and I did it the same as I did earlier. Was I literally got the faces. Hello. Ah, Mr. Pantheon. WTF of what? Are we talking Second Life or physics? Or the both of them? How are you? How are you this bright sunny day? So the problem with obviously Second Life physics is this. So when you do the physics right for Second Life, it's not a problem. It creates other problems, right? Very often when you don't do the physics right for Second Life, you get this issue of having, where is it? Yeah, where you get a land impact of 27. When you do the physics right, you get a land impact of 6. So that works. That works. And as I said before, if you make stairs, with physics like in a small scale, then you just duplicate it, right? The best thing is to just keep duplicating it. Right, you want to go up more, you want to go upstairs, you just keep duplicating it because it's only a land impact of 6. And it works. So I'm doing this streaming today because I've got people on my YouTube channel who are asking me about doing physics for stairs, because it is actually very difficult to do stairs physics. So you can see how high I am, right, on the spiral staircase, and I can probably link these together. So that total land impact is 18. If I link those objects together, okay, it's gone up 1. That's probably because of the size, literally because of the size of it. But these stairs will work, and 19 land impact for such a large thing is not too bad. The problem being, the issue that I've always had doing spiral stairs is this. You fall off. Right? You fall off the edge because you've got no physics to stop you from falling off the edge. Now, if you're in a building that is a tube, that's not a problem, right? You know, something like a castle where you can collide with the wall, then that's not a problem at all. When you're not colliding with a wall, you've got to try and put some sort of physics in. Now, I've literally tried for years to come up with a solution, and this is what I came up with, and believe it or not, it works. Now, I could never get this working. Handrail, yeah, that's very easily said than done. The problem with Second Life is you stick a handrail on a set of stairs like this, the land impact goes through the roof. Which is fine if that's not a problem. Nothing is a problem in Second Life. If you own land and you're let me just it's difficult to explain, but a parcel, right, which is a sim like this, right, this sim here has only got so much, it's 480 meters square, and it only has a limited amount of objects. You can only have 1,396 land impact. So the problem with huge amounts of detail in Second Life is the land impact on the server for that sim. So you've got to try and find ways of cutting down your mesh so that, you know, yeah, I could have fancy stairs with a rail going up and it'll look amazing. But then if I want to build something else, this is already 27 land impact. You know, and that's without a rail. But what I've been able to come up with is this, right? So in Blender is to create. Now the person that asked me about the physics for a spiral staircase or stairs in general, I'm hoping they're going to actually understand why the physics has to be here. So the you can kind of fake it a little bit, right? So what you do is you create blocks that go up around the stairs like this, like a handrail. And then you create your physics model, which is exactly the same. But the physics model needs to, if I unhide these, there's the stairs guard, that's the stairs guard physics. So what I did was I actually just had faces on there. And the faces, because it's only like a face going up, you can bring the land impact down a lot. You have to, it's not that particular one, I think it's the one over here. So that one was 27. I have been able to bring this right down. So that's what it looks like, which is 14, and I've been able to bring this down from 27 to 14. But what I was able to do was to actually hide, that's my physics there, and I was able to just hide this kind of rail, barrier, collision. So it looks open, but of course now I can't fall off. So that was the solution I've been looking for a long time. So I now can't fall off of this. And I can't go in there either. So it works. Which is cool. Which is cool.